I stand at the edge of something bigger than fear, bigger than doubt, bigger than every excuse I've ever made. The air is still, the world is quiet, and in that silence, I feel something awakening inside me. Not weakness, not hesitation, but something primal and powerful, a force that has always been there, waiting. Deep inside every human being, there are animals. Not the kind that live in the wild, but the kind that live in your mindset, your instincts, your reactions under pressure. And today, you decide which one you become. You can live like prey, or you can rise with power. The lion does not ask for permission. It does not wait for validation. It does not look around to see if others approve. It walks with certainty because it knows who it is, and that is where everything begins. Strength is not built in the gym, it is built in the mind. A lion is not the strongest animal in the wild, but it carries itself like it is, and that is the difference identity. The way you see yourself shapes the way you act, and the way you act shapes the life you create. Right now, most people are thinking small, playing safe, and holding back. But you were not built for that. You were built to lead, to rise, to take control of your path. Be strong like a lion, not loud, but unshakable. Not aggressive, but certain. Strength is calm. Strength is controlled. Strength is knowing that no matter what happens, you will not break. Because life will test you. There will be days when everything goes wrong, when nothing works, when you feel like you're falling apart, and that is exactly when the lion shows up. Not when it is easy, but when it is hard. A lion does not run from pressure, it becomes pressure. But strength alone is not enough. You can be powerful, but if you hesitate, you lose. That is where the leopard comes in. The leopard does not overthink, it does not wait for the perfect moment. It sees the opportunity and takes it fast, precise, and without doubt. Opportunity in life works the same way. It does not wait for you to feel ready. It appears and disappears. And the ones who succeed are those who move fast enough to catch it. Think about how many chances you have missed because you were thinking too much. How many times fear slowed you down. The lesson is simple. Speed beats hesitation. You do not need perfect conditions. You need decisive action. When the moment comes, move. No excuses, no delay, no second guessing. Because action creates momentum, and momentum creates results. But even that is not enough, because strength gives you power and speed gives you advantage. But vision gives you direction. That is where the eagle rises. The eagle does not live on the ground. It rises above everything and sees the bigger picture. From the ground, problems look massive, but from the sky, they look small. That is the difference between those who stay stuck and those who rise. The eagle does not get distracted by noise or pulled into chaos. It focuses on one target, and when it locks in, it does not miss. You need that kind of vision in your life, because without direction, strength is wasted, and without clarity, speed becomes dangerous. The eagle teaches you to rise above distractions, above negativity, above limitations, and to see your life from a higher perspective. Now imagine this. You have the strength of a lion, the speed of a leopard, and the vision of an eagle. That is not just motivation, that is transformation. That is when you stop living like everyone else and start building something powerful. You do not break under pressure. You do not hesitate when opportunity comes, and you do not get lost in confusion. You move with power, act with speed, and think with clarity, and that combination is unstoppable. But the truth is, this version of you is not built overnight. It is built in small decisions, in the moments when you choose discipline over comfort, when you keep going even when you are tired, when you show up even when you do not feel like it. Because the lion does not become a king in one day, the leopard does not become fast overnight, and the eagle does not learn to fly instantly. They earn it, and so will you. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you feel like quitting, when everything inside you tells you to stop. But that is where your identity matters. When you truly know who you are, you do not quit. You rise again and again until the world has no choice but to recognize your strength. So ask yourself, who are you becoming? Are you still living like prey, waiting, hesitating, doubting? Or are you ready to step into something greater, to become strong like a lion, fast like a leopard, and rise like an eagle? Because deep down, you already have it in you. Now it is time to prove it not to others, but to yourself. This is your moment. Move like the leopard, stand like the lion, rise like the eagle, and build a life that no one can ignore. I wake before the world fully stirs. In that quiet space where excuses are still asleep and purpose has a chance to speak. There is a moment, right there in the silence, where I choose who I'm going to be. Not later, not when I feel ready, right now. Because inside me, there are forces that most people ignore, instincts that, when awakened, change everything. I don't see myself as limited anymore. I see strength, speed, and vision waiting to be used. I see the lion, the leopard, and the eagle not as animals, but as identities I can step into. And once you understand that, your life stops being random and starts becoming intentional. The lion teaches me how to stand, not just physically, but mentally. There's a difference between being loud and being powerful, and the lion understands that. It doesn't waste energy trying to prove itself. It doesn't chase attention. It commands presence just by existing. That's real strength. The kind that doesn't shake when things go wrong. The kind that doesn't collapse under pressure. In my life, I've had moments where everything felt uncertain, where doubt tried to creep in and take control. But strength is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward anyway. A lion doesn't need perfect conditions to act. It trusts itself. And that's what I build every day. Trust in who I am. Trust in what I can handle. Trust that no matter what happens, I will not break. But strength without movement leads nowhere. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you hesitate, if you wait too long, opportunities disappear. That's where the leopard comes in. The leopard is speed, but not chaos precision. It doesn't chase everything. It chooses carefully, waits silently, and then when the moment comes, it moves without hesitation. That's a mindset most people never develop. They think too much, they analyze too long, they wait for certainty that never comes. And while they're thinking, someone else is acting. I've learned that action is where clarity lives. You don't figure everything out before you start. You figure it out by moving. The leopard doesn't debate with itself. It commits. And that commitment is what separates those who wish from those who win. Still, even strength and speed are not enough without direction. Because if you're strong but moving in the wrong direction, you waste your power. If you're fast but chasing the wrong things, you burn your energy. That's where the eagle changes everything. The eagle rises above the noise, above the distractions, above the chaos, and sees clearly. From that height, everything makes sense. Problems that once felt overwhelming become small. Obstacles that looked impossible become manageable. That perspective is powerful. It reminds me that I don't have to react to everything. I don't have to get pulled into every situation. I can step back, rise higher, and choose my focus. And when I lock onto a goal, I move with intention. No confusion, no wasted effort, just clarity. When you combine these three: strength, speed, and vision, you become something different. You stop reacting to life and start controlling it. You don't panic when things get difficult because you know you can handle pressure. You don't freeze when opportunities appear because you've trained yourself to act. And you don't get lost because you've learned to see the bigger picture. That's the level most people never reach, not because it's impossible, but because it requires discipline. It requires showing up when you don't feel like it. It requires pushing forward when it would be easier to stop. It requires choosing growth over comfort again and again. There will be days when you feel tired, when progress feels slow, when nothing seems to be working. That's when your identity matters most. Because if you see yourself as someone who quits, you will quit. But if you see yourself as someone who adapts, who learns, who keeps moving, then you find a way forward. The lion doesn't stop being a lion because one hunt fails. The leopard doesn't lose its speed because it missed once. The eagle doesn't stop flying because of a storm. They adjust. They continue. And so will you. Look at your life right now and be honest. Where are you hesitating? Where are you playing small? Where are you letting fear make decisions for you? Those are the areas where you need to change. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Because every day you wait is a day you lose. And the truth is, time doesn't slow down for anyone. The